So, hi, my name is Adit.
Hi, Adit.
Yeah, so you'll have to help me in pronouncing your name.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think how it pronounces?
Uh, so it's Tomislav. Tomislav?
Yes,
Okay, so it's
Tomislav Tumpić, but you can call me Tommy if you want.
Okay,
It's
so
always easier.
Tomi will be good, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so hi, and first of all, thanks a lot for giving me your time because
I.
so I'll tell you something about me first. Okay, uh,
Mm-hmm.
so my name is Adit Sarin. So I am linked with hospitality industry from last few years. Okay, so I thought to get connected with people of different nations and try to
Mm-hmm.
understand what impact COVID has left on the tourism industry, the people who are connected with the industry in the particular nation, and how the nation is going to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Tomislav Tumpić. I'm the owner of tourist agency Travel to Croatia. It's a little bit different agency than the others. We are offering really interactive tours, such as, for example, Escape Zagreb, where we have outdoor activity, like escape activity slash tour, where people are going around and solving the riddles, entering some locations, and then they are giving them clues, and through some kind of legends, they are introduced to the city. So tours typical like this. And also after a month, we will implement multi-day tours for the three most important regions of Croatia. So the eastern one would be Slavonia, which is, I would say, the hidden treasure of Croatia. A lot of tourists don't know about it. And if you are a person who really enjoys food, great hospitality, and then amazing landscapes, this is definitely a tour for you. Also, there will be a northern Croatia, northern coast, Istria, with the truffle hunting and amphitheater in Pula, National Park Brijuni, and of course, the biggest attraction that everybody knows is the southern coast. It's Dalmatia, concluding Zadar, Split, Hvar, Dubrovnik, and other cities that people are really well known about. So yes, that was a small introduction about me and my agency, but we will really discuss here about the corona situation here in Croatia. I don't know if you heard, but we are pretty much getting close to be a corona-free country. There are currently around 300 cases still left in Croatia, and it is day by day it's going lower and lower. The reason why is because we have a really great measures that the government gave us, and we are following up with them. Last week, for example, hair salons already opened this week. The bars opened. That was a huge news in our region and in the actually worldwide.
Yeah,
And you probably saw it, yeah. And shopping centers are already opened, and even the border is now open. But still, we received really strict measures. Every tourist agency has the corona measures. For example, if the client is entering the tourist agency, the employee always has to wear the masks. If the employees are sitting close by one by other, less than 1.5 meters, they need to have masks. For the driving in the buses as well, there should be some distance. Someone who is nobody should sit in front of you or behind you or near you. So it would be like crisscross. So even though we opened up a little bit, we are still sticking to the coronavirus measures.
So first of all, Croatia as a country and as a destination, I just love it. Okay, I have just seen the pictures and videos of it, but I am not able to, visit the place, but I really want to. Okay, and so I just geographically want to understand So, in Europe, we all know that, there is a very big impact of COVID-19, right? So, the countries like Italy, Spain,
Hmm.
France, so they are hugely impacted with this, right? So, geographically, how far is Croatia from these impacted countries? And so what are the future measures that Croatia is going to implement to completely finish this impact of this corona?
Hmm. Hmm. So geographically speaking, we are really close to Italy. So we have like the sea border with Italy just across us. On the Adriatic Sea is dividing us. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when the huge corona accident happened in Italy, we saw it really seriously that it can impact us as well.
Hmm.
So we did the lockdown pretty much on time here in Croatia. Okay, so I think that was the biggest advantage and the reason why the coronavirus wasn't spreading so much around Croatia.
Hmm.
Okay, so probably this lockdown on time is the reason why we don't have so many cases. Yeah.
So are you allowing people of Italy to come inside Croatia? I mean, so are international tourists or travelers allowed inside now?
No, we didn't actually. We didn't allow anyone if either or. I mean, if it was some really important thing, the reason why they need to enter regarding the health issues or something like that. Yes, we did let people around enter, but just from this week the borders got opened, and again, it's not for everyone. Okay, you need to have a really valid reason for it. Right now, I cannot tell you when we are going to open borders for everyone and what are going to be the measures, because this week, these two following week, there will be a discussion about it, not only on the national level, so on the level of Croatia, but also on the level of European Union as well. So we still don't have, the right information when
So,
it's going to be open for
just
everyone.
before the discussion, I was reading about Croatia. So,
Hmm.
I was just doing a Wikipedia thing. So I just got to know that Croatia's 20% GDP is dependent on tourism industry. Okay, so
Yeah, correct.
that means so jobs of lots of people must have been impacted. So it's been
Exactly.
almost 4 to 5 months of this crisis. So
Hmm.
are you satisfied with what your government has helped the people who really need the help, like the jobless people, the people who has so businesses like you, because
Hmm.
as a business
Exactly.
owner, I really know how difficult it is to survive this time. Okay,
Yeah.
so
This is also something I wanted to mention. Maybe outside the picture is going to be really nice because we might, if the coronavirus is not going to spread, we might have a peak season like not impacted so much. And the numbers are showing that probably the revenue for the country is going to decrease for about, I think they said 7 to 8% this year, but it's going to come up again in 21 for 6%. So these are some kind of positive news. And we are opening the borders, all right, but mostly for the car tourists and individuals. So there will be probably tourists inside of the Croatia, but there is another problem, and these are the tourist agencies, because usually those people, that the individuals that are coming, they are not hiring agencies. So we still have a huge problem from our point of view, from the point of view of travel agencies and private transportation agencies as well. So we send a strong message, to the government and the Ministry of Tourism about our problems. And this week again, some of our organizations are asking the ministry and everyone else to answer our questions in about 2 or 3 weeks and have some solutions. Actually, we are also expressing some solutions how we can maybe save our economy, but we are not looking it in a perspective that we are going to get some business, but more support, financial support. because it's just like that. We don't know how to, how to make a business if there are no customers.
Yeah, so it is the same situation with everyone. Okay, uh, so I just wanted to understand, what is the ratio of domestic travelers and international travelers in Croatia? I mean, the people who comes from abroad, so they might be the potential customers for the agencies like you, right? So previous year, how many were from the domestic and from the local public, and how many were from abroad?
Well, you need to again divide a broad public or tourists to the one that I told you, which are within our region and surrounding our borders, which are practically, let's say, car tourists and bus tourists, and the one which are coming with the plane, so plane tourists. Usually we as a tourist agencies profit the most from the plane tourists, so from the faraway destinations, all right? And most of our foreign tourists are bus one and car ones, okay? So they will usually come to the country, they will take a hotel or some private accommodation, and they will make their own tours, individual tours by themselves, all right? So mostly, most of the tourism in Croatia, based in Croatia, is from the domestic and these surrounding regions ones. So these are probably the only one who will, the most, I would say 95% that will come this summer here to Croatia. So what we are hoping is the post season, September and after, when there is slightly increase of those faraway destination tourists that might come.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so I just wanted to understand. You know, I have been in a discussion with lots of people in the hospitality industry in last few days. So every one of them has at least created a strategic planning. They have done the planning that so they are going to go ahead with this path, right? So in Croatia, how are you guys going to give confidence to customers or to the travelers who are coming from outside? I mean, what measures you guys are going to take? So at least some confidence will be given to the travelers, and they will come to Croatia for that.
So first of all, we really need to use this corona-free country quote, okay? Because we were really doing hard for it to avoid a big corona impact, and I think that we still need to the measures that are that tourists will need to take here in Croatia. They are still being prepared. It's not 100% even now that we know what we should do, and of course there is a European Union as well, so we need to follow some rules from them as well. Right now, from this week and after, the hotels are starting to open, and as well the national parks.
Okay, just
so
one question: are airports open or airports are still locked down?
Since Monday, Croatia Airlines started to taking departures from Zagreb to Split, Dubrovnik, and the way back. So it's still inside, and there is one information that probably, it's not like 100%, but probably British Airways will start flying from London Heathrow to Zagreb from 1st of June. But still the long distance one, which we were mentioning, the Seoul, Toronto, New York, and other faraway destinations, they are for now closed until the end of the 2020. I think that everyone will get the global measures. I was reading in Forbes recently that the international airports are going to have really strict measures for this year. A lot of disinfections, there won't be hand luggage and things like that. So probably everyone will follow this. But we, as let's say Balkan region, and our mentality. I think for us the most important thing is that decreasing of the people infected with the coronavirus, and this is for us probably the number one thing that will encourage us to travel more. But I think that there are not so many people in Croatia traveling this in these directions. That this is usually mostly business. So I think that for business, the borders are going to open pretty soon, and the measures, the global measures, will take the step.
Okay, so what is the number of, so how drastically the sales decreased from last year to this year? I mean, these 3 months.
Actually, we had increase. I think it was about 8% since from the 2018 to 2019. I cannot give you now the exact numbers, but for this year, as I told you, the pre-season is lost.
So what's your expectation in next few months? Like you told me that you are expecting in September, right? So
yes, for tourist agencies as well. If we are talking about tourist agencies, but if we are talking about tourism in Croatia in general, I think that peak season is going to be saved. It's not going to be the same as the last year, of course, but I think that people will start to come. And also today, I heard that for the listening the measures on the borders. First tourists that they're gonna let in are the one that already booked the accommodations. So if people, maybe if people booked something in June, they will be the first ones that will be let inside the country. Yeah.
Okay. So the first who booked the hotel, they will be allowed to come in, right?
This is but this is still not 100% true information. This is what we heard here on the media, So
okay, so
we still don't have.
So what is your marketing plan for the rest of the year? I mean, so you must be thinking on that, right? So how you are going to market the thing and how you are going to get the customers, right? After the lockdown will release and after the things will settle down, right? So is there any particular plan you're going? Because in Asia, I was talking with one of the hotel owners in Bali. So they were saying that they are giving vouchers to the customers. They the cheap vouchers to the customers, which can be redeemed in within 1 year or within 2 years. So is there any plan like this you have figured out?
Well, Adi, that's a really great question, and probably every tourist agency wouldn't want to know what is like what is the way how to attract customers. So first of all, I hope that most of the tourist agencies use this time to fill in the holes that they had during their business, something that they didn't have time to do before. So this is what basically I'm doing now. So we are going with some new interactive multi-day tours. By the end of the year, we will probably have travel to Croatia business. So people who are traveling Croatia for business, there will be some amazing stuff from our side. And for now, it's mostly everything is based on the promotion. Okay, so promotion on the country itself, and slowly with our products. Regarding the prices, for now, we cannot promise. It all depends about the market, and the competition. So we will see how others will gonna respond as well. But for now, we are not offering any kind of vouchers. There is, as I told you, some measures that we send to the government that they can give us some kind of discounts, and then with these discounts we can lower our prices as well. But first, it should be on this government point of state, and then we can do some others. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? What is going to be a new world after this pandemic? I mean, post-pandemic.
Sorry, what's gonna be?
I said, what do you think? What's going to be the new world? I mean, how the new world will work now after post this COVID pandemic?
Well, there will definitely it's definitely going to change. For the beginning, I would suggest tourist agencies to think about some private tours, individual tours, some tours where there is not such a huge amount of people. And but I think it's only until there is a vaccine going to be found or something like that. I think that, but we don't know when it's going to happen, you know.
Yes,
So
some people are saying it will come in September. Some are saying it will take 1 year, and even some are saying that
yeah.
18 months, and some are saying that there might be no vaccination. So, so so
yeah, this is why I'm not gonna answer this question when it's gonna be, because we never know. We hear 100 stories, you know, different stories, but definitely for this year, the business approach for the travel agencies has to change, and we need to think about some smaller groups.
Yes. Okay. So what amount of customers you get from Southeast Asia region? I mean, so particularly if I talk about India, so do you get any customers who travel to Asia and take your services?
You mean the agencies from Asia taking our services? Yeah, especially in the part of Zagreb. So in the last 3 or 4 years, the number of Asian tourists grow a lot. But again, I need to express that it's mostly traveling in the groups. It's like some kind of Balkan tour for 12 days, 10 days. Sorry?
So so there must be group tours.
Yeah, usually it's group tours. Maybe I can say Indians, they come as the family or something like that. So there is also a huge increase of Indians coming here. I heard that there are a couple of movies that they were filming here in Croatia, so that was a great promotion for us.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but again, for the if we are talking about individuals and smaller groups, there are mostly people from US, so US, Canada, Germany, and Scandinavia, I would say.
Okay. So do you know any Bollywood movie? I mean, are you aware of any movie like this?
Well, I was traveling to India for business for 2 weeks, and they were talking. They were telling me about some movies, but to be honest, I forgot the name of those. But it was mostly focusing the coast of Croatia. This is what I know, and they were pretty romantic.
Oh, okay, good, great. So,
Yeah.
which part in India you visited?
I was visiting New Delhi, Gajarola. It's I would say mid north.
Yes.
And Malampur. It's practically in the middle, near Agra and.
Tommy, right? So
Tommy.
it was great talking to you. Regarding the impact of Corona on this tourism industry, and you gave those are very matured answers, right? So I'm glad that I had a discussion with you regarding this. Anything you would like to convey to the
first of all, I would still suggest to everyone to stay safe, okay? And here in Croatia, regarding the climate, the weather is becoming more and more beautiful. The sun is always up. It's time for barbecue, hanging out with people, but we still need to be, there should be we should be careful, all right? And we are still promoting our country. We were doing really hard to becoming a corona-free country. So we are welcoming everyone from all around the world to come and visit Croatia. People from the tourist industry, they are getting ready. We are well prepared for it. We are starting to, defining really great measures for coronavirus, and I am pretty sure that people who will come as a tourist here in Croatia, that they will feel really safe in our country.
Great, Tommy. So, I wish you best of luck for rest of the, year. Let's hope for the best. Stay safe. Okay. Uh,
Exactly, Adit. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to spread the word to the whole world. And I think that you are really doing a really great job with your. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present everything.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
And definitely we will keep in touch.